Hey, Deshaun, well, congratulations, first of all. What have these 2 days been like for you, wondering where you're going to go?
I mean, it's definitely a different experience. Obviously, being in Philly yesterday was a unique experience. Had a great time, but to sit there and wait and try to figure out where you're going to land is definitely new to me. But obviously, the wait was well worth it. Now that I'm going to be able to stay home and call myself a Cleveland Brown.
DeShone, I mean, did you grow up dreaming and wishing to play for the Cleveland Browns? What was your feelings about the team growing up?
I was never really a big Browns fan, but obviously I had much respect for them being from Ohio. There's so many fans around, and my whole family has been Cleveland Browns fans. And obviously after going and making the decision to go to the NFL, there's an obvious connection between myself and their situation from the experiences I was able to go through in this 2016 season, the experiences of going through the 2015 season, comparing them from success to not so much of that success. I'll be able to hopefully bring that over and continue to learn as much as I possibly can, and try to do whatever I can to contribute to some winning some games.
Hey, Deshaun, where are you right now?
I'm in Toledo right now.
Okay. And how much contact did you have with the Browns leading up to the draft, and did you think it was a real possibility you could land here?
Absolutely. I was able to create a pretty good relationship with both Mr. Brown and Coach Jackson, Coach Lee. Being from this area and playing right down the road at Notre Dame, I was able to already, get to know those guys through just, relationships I was able to create off the field. But then going into the combine, I had, 2 informals with them and a formal. Then they came and saw me before pro day, and I was able to go and work out for them, and then finished up with a facility visit. So I was able to go complete circle with those guys and, get to know them and display who I was to them. And obviously it led to them, pulling the trigger on me.
Hey, Deshaun, at the Combine, you said something about, in regards to Deshaun Watson, how you observed how much fun he has playing the game and how you sometimes are really serious and hope to change. Do you really believe you need to change in that regard? And now that you're becoming a professional, can you change?
Yeah, I think that fun needs to come out on the field. But the seriousness and the preparation that it takes to be successful is something I'll continue to have always. And obviously my process is going to continue to grow now that I'm able to do this for a living. And I'll put as much time and effort as I possibly can into, understanding the playbook and do whatever I can to contribute. But as far as being on the field and actually doing it, that's when you have the opportunity to just let loose and play the game, and that's when the fun comes. You're not winning if you're not having fun if you're not winning. So the seriousness and the preparation will continue to remain the same, but out in the field is where I'll be able to have my good times.
Deshaun, do you believe you can improve your accuracy now that you're in the NFL? And why weren't you maybe as accurate as you always wanted to be in college?
Absolutely. I think that, accuracy and consistency are 2 good questions that have been asked quite a bit in this last couple months going into the draft. And I've already made some adjustments that I'm very confident in. Through workouts with Coach Jackson and Coach Lee, I was already able to make some minor switch-ups with them, and it helped me out quite a bit already. So from that, I'm very confident that once I get to their system and I'm able to be in the facility with them, that those improvements will continue and I'll be able to become a much accurate thrower.
Sean, can you sort of explain your, the Tom Brady, Cam Newton comments and where you were going with that?
Absolutely. I was talking about where I wanted to aspire to be. A guy like, Tom Brady is a guy who won quite a few championships, and that came a lot because of his preparation and his understanding of his offense and the defense he's playing against. And, Cam Newton's a guy who has an extreme amount of athletic ability, and that's a guy that I aspire to be. So if I could set some goals for myself, those are 2 guys that, I'm going to try to emulate as far as the preparation that it takes to get to the elite level.
Hey, Deshaun, I think you said you were already here in Cleveland. Why is that? I mean, did you know this was going to happen?
No, I'm actually in Toledo, Ohio. I'm back home. I came back from Philly last night and was able to come over to Toledo, which is obviously right down the road. I'm only about 2 hours away. if I yell loud enough off this balcony, I'm sure you guys can hear me.
Hey, DeShone, a lot of people, analysts and Coach Kelly have said a lot of good things about you, but said that you're, not ready for the NFL and should have been in school for another year. How do you digest that comment? How do you process it, and what do you think about your chances of success if you do have to come in somewhere and play, as a rookie?
I think that's just to digest that is just to understand that there is a lot of room for improvement, and that I do have a lot of room for growth, and I will grow consistently. I just can't wait to get into that facility and start to learn, to pick up all the different things I need to pick up to be able to try to contribute to the team as much as I possibly can. Obviously, once again, there's a lot of room for me to go ahead and grow into the NFL, and I can't wait to do that.
DeShone, Hugh Jackson has been nicknamed the quarterback whisperer. He's worked with a lot of pretty successful guys throughout his coaching career. How much are you looking forward to learning from Hugh, and just how coachable are you as a player at this point?
I cannot wait to learn from Coach Jackson. Even in his last couple of months, being able to spend a little bit of time with him, he was able to make a couple of adjustments to my footwork and to my mentality that allowed me to be a little more consistent and accurate within a month or two. So I can't wait to actually be with him where we can spend, as much time as needed together to get myself to maximize the potential that I think I have.
DeShone, you obviously didn't have the team success last season that you would have liked to have had. So what do you take away from that, and what did you learn from last season?
Can you say that again?
What did you learn from last season when you didn't have maybe the team success that you wanted to have?
I learned that there's so much that goes into winning. So many guys take it for granted, especially elite college athletes who experience success in high school and experience success at the college level. They really don't understand what all goes into that. And looking at it from the opposite angle, I was able to understand that there's a lot more to winning games than throwing a tight spiral. There's leadership, there's culture, there's so many things that go into that, and I'll continue to learn from it as I move forward. I'll be able to evaluate the situation that I'm in and try to be the best asset I possibly can for the team.
DeShone, it seems like that you may do all the things that a successful quarterback needs to do. Maybe you just don't do them all consistently enough. Do you think that's a fair assessment of you right now?
I believe that there is a lot of potential, and I believe that there's a lot of room for growth. And I think that a coach like Coach Jackson and Coach Lee will be able to try to make those things become a little more consistent. Absolutely.
Hey, DeShone, there's been a long list of quarterbacks who have come and gone from Cleveland. Are you hoping you can finally end this run?
Absolutely. My goal right now is to, figure out a way to learn as much as I possibly can to even put myself on that list and, try to find some success. There's a lot of room, or there's a lot for me to learn in the next couple months. I just look forward to getting there to learn those things.
Hey, DeShone, you just mentioned the importance of leadership and culture, and Hugh Jackson has stressed to us many times that he wants a guy who can be the face of the franchise. How comfortable are you in that role and being a leader?
I'm very comfortable. Coming from a school like Notre Dame, you're required to have responsibilities that are on the field and off the field. So I think I'm well polished in that area, and looking forward to taking it to the next level under the lens of one of the greatest coaches out there, in Coach Jackson. I can't wait to just be a sponge to take in everything he has to say and try to apply it to my game and to my off the field leadership.
You mentioned you're aware of the Browns' struggles, but I'm curious, how familiar are you with the rest of the roster and the three picks they made yesterday?
I'm pretty familiar with it. I was able to get to know a little bit about it as I move forward. I know that the quarterback room is very talented. I'm going to have to come in and compete, and I look forward to it. As far as all the skill positions, there's going to be a lot of weapons around me, and an offensive line that's anchored with one of the best tackles in the game. If not the best tackle in the game. So I just can't wait to get there and learn more about it and do whatever I can to once again help this team as much as I can.
So I found myself watching a lot of Notre Dame games last year, and it seemed like even in the games Notre Dame lost, you personally would have periods of outstanding play and then periods in the opposite, like inconsistencies during the course of a game itself. Is that accurate, and how do you account for that? Was that more of a team inconsistency?
As a quarterback, you have to be able to be the same guy every play, every rep. And last year, I wasn't able to do that as much as I would like to. I think that has a lot to do with mechanics, with footwork. There's a lot that goes into being a good quarterback, and I think that this is honestly the best opportunity for me as far as teams to be selected to be around a great coach who can be able to fix those lulls and create some consistency. So I can't wait for Coach Jackson to go back and continue to allow me to improve from that last year and to take those spurts of greatness and allow that to push forward for a long time.